Okay.
Heyo,
Hey, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Still kind of sick, but I'm here.
Oh, you're still sick?
Yeah, still got a little crud going on, but hopefully I won't sound too manly on the call.
Oh no, you're sounding very good. You're sounding very
Good.
fine.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.
No problem. It's good to officially meet you, and been hearing great things about your project. And honestly, I've
Yeah.
been very excited about it since I've heard about it when I started auditioning for it.
Yeah, totally. And like I said, we're always opening slots. So, I'm trying to slide everybody in who wants to be in.
Well, hey, that's good. It's nice to have some people who are very interested in the story and what you have going for it. So, tell me a little about yourself. Like when did you started working on this, and what inspired you to work on this
Yeah.
indie project?
Yeah. So, Skelly pretty much has always been my passion project. It's something I've wanted to do. And many moons ago, I actually used to do a web comic called Casually Kayla, which was more true to the autobiographical web comic. So it was about me, my husband, and all of that stuff. And then I got pregnant. And then I just didn't have time to work on the comic anymore because people don't understand that working on comics is a lot of work. It just really is because
That's
you got to have a
understandable.
buffer and yeah, you just have to have a buffer and everything. So, I stopped doing Casually Kayla. Warning, no one go to that website. It is literally porn right now. So please don't go there.
Oh
Um,
my.
yes. Once you let that domain go, they take it over. But yeah, so I stopped doing Casually Kayla and I gave myself maybe a 2 year break. And that was probably what, 2010? I gave myself a 2 year break and then I decided that, I really wanted to do Skelly, which I had always had in the background. So, and Skelly is more of an elevated casually Kayla. So it is an autobiographical show. I just created a character named Sarah Kasner. So she takes the role of me, pretty much where, everybody inserts themselves in their own show.
Yeah.
Um, but so Sarah Kasner is a reflection of me and all the things and trials and tribulations she's gone through are things that I have had to deal with in corporate America, being a graphic designer and an animator. So, I've had that bad boss who just is out to get you for no reason. I've had that,
I've had that
coworker who
experience
just,
myself. I've had that myself.
right?
I
Yes,
can relate.
yes, it's just oh craziness. But she has that coworker who is younger than her who thinks he knows everything and doesn't want to do the work. Like he can talk the talk, but he can't walk the walk. He wants everybody else to do the work for him. So this has always been started as an autobiographical passion project. I just wanted to put more characters in the forefront. And I didn't want me and my husband to be out there so much because with the webcomic Casually Kayla, I was putting everything out there that we did, much to my husband's chagrin. Everything, that I thought was funny, I was putting out there.
Yeah.
So this is more of a veiled autobiographical thing because the people who are characters in here, like I want everybody to know that that is them. So if you like ever did me wrong, and when I say did me wrong, you have that boss, yeah, she's in there. And I want her to know that it's her. you know.
Now that is relatable.
So
That is very relatable, and that honestly makes me even more excited about this.
right. So this is very much like stuff that, has happened to me. It's just I've kind of thinly I've thinly veiled it by changing some names, but let's
Yeah.
just say I didn't try very hard to change names. Let's just say
Oh,
if the
don't
people
worry.
come up.
It happens, like it happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm literally the lady from Game of Thrones. I want them to know it was me. You know. So yeah, there's no hiding, even though I really wanted to. But I got some characters, and I was like, I'm not even gonna change your name, just gonna stay same. Boom.
Hey, that's the way to go.
Right, right. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's something that I wanted to get out there, and it's something that I went through. All of it was a process that I went through. The depression, the struggling with self confidence, and stuff like that. So it's definitely, while people are named, and I might be throwing a bit of shade, it's more focusing on the process that I had to go through, like depression and growing up as a child of color. That has always been my big thing. Growing up as a child of color, our families pretty much, for depression and everything, they want us to sweep it under the rug. It's not there, it's not real. And the thing is, that hurts us even more. It's to a detriment to our characters, because you not making it feel real, or letting us know that we're crazy because we feel these things, is not cool. And then you grow up with some kind of stigma that, no, I don't want to share my feelings, and I don't want to share my emotions because my mom told me this might be I might be looked upon like I'm crazy, when something is really very clearly wrong with me. Like, I'm sad all the time,
Yeah.
So this was more of, a love letter to those children of color, and LGBTQ kids growing up who felt a little different, and that definitely wasn't me. I felt a little different growing up, and I wasn't always that happy, bubbly person. My dad would always ask me, what do you got to be sad about? And I was like, I'm just sad. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you. And he was like, well, the world is sad. You just gotta suck it up and get over it. And I'm
Oh,
like,
I
well,
hate when
some,
I hear that. I
yeah,
despise when I hear that. As someone who has anxiety, who has very bad anxiety, and when someone tells
yeah,
you to get over it, that is just
yeah,
completely insensitive, and that does not help the situation at all.
right. It does not. It actually makes it worse. And you're like, oh my God, should I really stop doing this? Oh my God. And then you start to, and I'm a finger picker, I'm excursion to the T. So me doing that, like, I start to pick up my fingers, like it makes my anxiety like 200% more,
Yeah.
So yeah, but that is why I did this. I wanted a process to express all of these things that I went through, and express these feelings. And I wanted it to not only be a love letter, but I wanted it to be funny at the same time. Because sometimes, our brains do weird things. Yeah, I'm depressed, and sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'm so depressed, I'm gonna eat this whole log of Oreos. And then you do it, and then you're like, oh God, why did I eat that whole log of Oreos? And you're like, oh yeah, because I was sad. Oh, you know.
Makes sense.
So
Like, so I take it depression is one of the main themes of your show.
it's yes, it's definitely mental health, all mental health, anxiety, depression, ADHD, that is all there. And also, Skelly is dedicated to my grandmother, who is deep in the throes of dementia. She's 98 years old. About 5 years ago, when COVID was rampant, um, she went to the hospital, and she lives in a very small town in South Carolina, but she went to the hospital,
Hey, that's
and
my
they said,
hometown.
well, oh,
I apologize for that. I apologize for interrupting. I just felt
no,
like it.
no, what part? Oh my God, what
Columbia,
part?
Columbia.
Oh, okay, okay. Do you know, and I don't know if you're gonna cut this or not, but do you know St. Matthews?
I
It's a
don't think
very
so.
small town, so it's like right next to Orangeburg. So if you go to Orangeburg, St. Matthews is like 20 minutes south.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Like,
I'll
if you
take a
go,
look
I don't
at
know if
that.
you take, yeah, I don't know if you go to the back roads. So you can go through Pelion and go all the way to St. Matthews. It's like one of those very little towns.
I just go
Um,
wherever South Carolina takes me. That's just my mentality. Living in this place,
well,
you know.
Well, that is good to know that you're there. I'm actually coming up there next week. So yeah, I come up there all the time. But
Oh, that's cool.
but yeah, so maybe one day we can hook up, and just
That'd
talk.
be good. That'd be
Um,
good. I'd be
yeah,
love to meet you in
yeah,
person.
yes, that'd be awesome. But
Hmm.
sorry, no.
No, you're
So
fine. That's
five
my
years
fault for
ago,
interrupting.
no, 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 you're totally fine. About 5 years ago, my grandmother got COVID, and they said that she was in her 90s and she had pretty much lived her life. And they said they needed the bed. They said, so take her home and just let her live out her days, and that was hard, as a family to take. We're a very large Black family, so we're all very close, but they pretty much needed the bed, and they said that she's lived her life, and they wrote her off. And 5 years later, she's still kicking, but she is very deep in the throes of dementia, which is hard for me to deal with. And so I've always wanted to explore dementia, what causes it, and the research and stuff like that. So this is very much dedicated to my grandmother, even though she doesn't know it. She is one of the characters in the bar. This is very much a love letter to her, and explaining to her sometimes why I can't come in the room and see her like that. It's hard for me to see someone that has always been the backbone of the family, you know, um, and she's just locked in her own mind is how I describe it.
Yeah.
So dementia is a big part of this, along with all other mental health illnesses. We'll have a lot of characters who have these things and spark up. So I definitely, like I said, all of it's a love letter to everyone who's gone through this, and sometimes they don't feel okay. Sometimes they have somebody in their family who's deep in the throes of dementia and they don't know how to handle it. I want them to know that, somebody out there is going through the same thing and kind of feels the same way you do. Not everybody can be, and I'm not saying I'm not loving, to my grandmother and everything, but it's, when you've known your grandmother for as long as you have, all of your years, you've grown up with her, and all of a sudden her mind is just not there. She doesn't know who you are. She's acting out and all of these things. Some people can't handle it. Big props to my mom. My mom goes up there every week and takes care of her. My mom is a rock. She can handle it. I cannot. On the other hand, I go up there and I see her when I can. I try to make it as much as I can because, we don't know how much time we have left with her, but it is all very hard.
That is very relatable. I won't dive deep into it with me, but I do have a grandma who lives up in Pennsylvania. She's my dad's mom, and there are times where she is feeling okay, but there are times where she does feel a bit confused and whatnot. And it's basically sad because, like, well, we usually go up and visit to see her, and even then she was still feeling better, even someone who's in her 90s, I believe. But to see that there are times where she's confused and asking where are you at, or this and that, kind of just shows that life is too short, and you gotta make the most of it. So this Skelly looks to be very promising and very heartfelt. It has a lot of personal depth put into it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna shed a lot of tears when people do eventually watch this.
Yes, and I hope we can get there, because I want people to go on this roller coaster ride, because there are some twists and turns in there that, I don't think people, anyone outside of, the voice actors and the Discord, I don't think they know what's going to happen. Ooh. So I really want to surprise people with that, because I want them to know what the big, I want them to know what the big ending is. I'm so excited to share the story with everyone, because it's just, it's not what you think it is. Let's put it that way. It's not what you think it is.
You heard of people. Get that money. Get to that goal so we can know. Yeah, I want to see that
money. Come on. I really want everyone to know the roller coaster ride. And, I even put out some episode synopsis, and I'm like, so here's 3 episodes, but it's not what you think it is. And it's not what Sarah thinks it is. She's trying to help Skelly find out who he was in his past life. And, she thinks that is the only thing she's supposed to do. And Skelly just wants to serve her a drink and let her, get her to loosen up and have some fun. And that's not in the mindset that she's in right now. She doesn't want to do that, you know?
So this whole the part of the series about her loosening up, trying to get
Yeah.
her to that, trying to get her to that level where she just needs to relax, basically.
Yep. Yep. You need
Oh,
to,
that's good.
and it's,
That's good.
yep. Live every day like it's your last. Let's just
Damn
say
right.
that. I'll say
Damn right.
that.
Now, my next question is, what inspired you? I mean, well, what was your major influence when on animation alone? Like, what was the shows that you grew up watching, or and what are the shows that you are currently watching right now? Like, say, indie animations and whatnot.
Oh, that's a good one. So I grew up watching a lot of shows. My husband is still surprised that I can sing theme songs for everything. Definitely 80s, 90s Disney,
Those are good ones.
afternoon cartoons. Definitely Gummy Bears, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Gargoyles was a big one in my life for a very long time. It still is. I'm rewatching it right now. Um, definitely trying to think because I moved around a lot, so I'm a military brat. So
I didn't know you said
wherever
that.
we went, yeah, wherever we went, I tried to find stuff that we could watch. Like I know when we were in Germany, I didn't really get a lot of the American cartoons for a while. So I watched Johann the Duck, which was a major turn for me once I watched that. And if no one knows what that is about, it is about a duck who lives in Waterland, named Johann, and he wants to go on an adventure, and he realizes, lots of things about the world. He actually meets a black duck named Winnie, and the black ducks are from a country in their little world. They're from a country that's like Africa, and it's talking about apartheid. And
Oh,
me watching that when I'm 13, and I'm thinking it's just about a cute little duck, but
looks can
it
be
is,
deceiving. Looks can be
yeah,
deceiving.
yeah. It was a great show, and it like rocked my world, and just the animation style and that was amazing. And as for what I'm watching right now, I think everybody is really into the Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. Yay,
Hey,
Viv.
hey, that's a great
Uh,
one.
yeah, Vivian is knocking it out of the park. I know she gets a lot of hate, but not from me. Like I'm one
Yeah,
of one of her biggest fans.
I noticed that this creator gets a lot of hate for like petty reasons, and I'm just like, guys, you don't see this with a lot of other creators, so why are you picking
Right.
on Vivian?
Right, right. And a lot of the stuff is like stuff in her past. And like, here's my thing. My husband has always said, "Hey, if you get famous, are you ready for this?" And I'm like, "No, totally not. Totally gonna wreck my world as soon as someone says I hate this." But you know what? I've put all my warts and all on Twitter. If anybody ever wants to go back and see what I wrote when I was young and dumb, it's out there. And I'll probably still say it today because I'll be like, my husband's white and I'm black and we have a cafe au lait baby. I'm not going to apologize for that. Sorry. I think it's hilarious because if you can't laugh at yourself, that's my thing. If you can't laugh at yourself, then you don't get the joke. you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Excuse me.
It's
So
fine.
yeah, I'm definitely on the Hell of a Boss has been hotel train a lot. Um, as far as anime goes, and I got into anime very young, I think, maybe 14. My family started knowing me as the anime girl. Oh, you're the cousin that draws the anime. So, my favorite anime of all time, which is gonna date me, nobody knows, is Eight Man After, and it's about a man who is turned into a cyborg, but he has to keep it secret, and the eight man has always been there to protect the city. So when another brain gets put into the eight man body, which is a cyborg body, there's still memories from the last eight man in there. So he has to deal with, that
Mm-hmm.
thing. So he's trying to, realize that he's not a real human and that he's a cyborg. And he's also got these memories from the last eight man who was in there. So, Eight Man After, that was my anime awakening. My gosh. I also love Don Bluth movies. Secret of Nim, that's one of my favorite. Anastasia is one of my favorites.
I have not watched it,
Fievel.
and I have not watched that to be honest. I
Oh my
I
God, you have to watch it. It's gorgeous.
I've seen American Tail. I've seen Land Before Time. I've seen what was that other one? All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh my God, that was ooh, you want to talk about a tearjerker? Just
Like
yeah, you've got to watch. I mean, All Dogs Go to Heaven. That was that
that's
was
just a
not it's
tearjerker, and I think
that's
that
a
was one of my.
tearjerker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a tearjerker just in the movie itself, and if you know the story behind the girl who played the little girl
Ooh,
in there,
oh, I'm not gonna go
yeah,
into that, but that is just
yeah,
one of the most tragic things I've ever heard, and
yeah.
I just hope that girl is doing okay right now. It's,
Me too. Me too. So it was sad, but
mhm.
yeah, definitely All Dogs Go to Heaven. That's always my favorite when Charlie comes back and he's like, "I'll leave you here, Squeaker." I love when he called her his little Squeaker. Squeaker, Squeaker, and Cats Don't Dance. That was definitely um great and Batman animated series. No one can
Oh,
top
I
me on
grew
knowledge
up
of
on
Batman.
that. I used to watch that a lot.
Yes.
That was my Batman. Kevin Conroy
That
is always going to be my Batman growing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody asked me, they're like, who's your favorite Batman? And I was like, Kevin Conroy. And who's your Joker? And I said, Mark Hamill. And
Hmm.
they're like, no, we mean in the movies. And I said, I don't care what you mean. It's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. I
Yeah,
mean, that's it.
like as an animation buff, that is my Batman and Joker. Like I grew up
Yeah.
on Superman, the animated series. I watched Static
Yeah.
Shock. Like and
Oh my God.
like there is a lot of shows right now where actually growing up there wasn't that many black superhero shows growing up.
Yeah.
Like it was great to see something like Static Shock, and we also got something new like Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur. Have you ever heard of that
Oh
show?
my God. I love Moon Girl. Oh my God. Moon Girl magic. I love Moon Girl. Make my husband watch it every day. The style of that is
It
amazing.
is. The soundtrack
The
is.
colors, oh my God, oh gosh, Ralph Sadiq, yeah, did a great job on the soundtrack. There is not one song that is not a
Hmm.
banger. It is great. And I was gonna say, Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur, that was my big, I was like, hey, we can have this. We definitely can have a Skelly,
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, because it took a chance. It took a chance. It got out there. Its animation style is amazing. The color palettes that they use, the transformative color palettes when she goes into the music,
Yeah.
all of that is amazing. Like, just can't top it. And I hope it gets a third season.
I
I
hope
know
so
people are
too.
trying to get it canceled, but there is no reason, not at all.
Wait, people are trying to get it
Not
canceled? Why?
well, they're not watching it enough. They can't sell toys. If you can't sell toys, then your animation doesn't
Well,
really exist.
they don't have any toys because Disney don't want to do that for some reason. Well,
Right.
they got Funko Pops, but hey, I would kill for a Devil Dinosaur toy or a Moon Girl.
Right?
Says there's money on it. It didn't happen with shows like The Owl House or Amphibia, or
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
those could have benefited from having a bunch of
Yeah.
merchandise and whatnot, but they decided not to do that.
Yeah, and shameless plug, I love Mondo figures. I don't know why Mondo hasn't jumped on this to make a Devil Dinosaur, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur figure, because I think that would be amazing. Like, yeah, and even Rise, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rise, like
Yeah.
they're kind of skipping over it like it never happened. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit, I was one of those people at first. I was like, I don't like the way they look. It's too angular for me. I like soft curves. I think
Yeah,
anybody who sees
I
my
wasn't really the biggest fan of it when I watched it, but when I did come around to watching it, I really did enjoy it. I really did
yes,
like it. The animation is stellar. I love the voice work, and I do just
yes,
love the turtles in general. I grew up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I used to watch the 1990 movie when I have it on DVD when I
yeah,
was a kid, and Secret of the Ooze.
yeah. Go ninja, go ninja,
Ninja,
go,
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 go.
ninja, go, ninja, go, 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 go.
And then everybody forgets about the third one. Everyone's like, and the third one was
The
horrible.
third one never happened. It never happened.
And no, what was her name? Donna Mona Lisa. She never happened.
Yeah, yeah. I think her name was Venus. Was it the third?
Oh,
Was it the
Venus.
yes?
Yeah,
Next
Venus de
Mutagen. That's what
Milo.
it's
There we
called.
go.
The Next
Yes,
Mutagen.
yes. Yeah, so she doesn't exist. I mean, we don't need another one with a blue bandana, but I'm gonna say if you're gonna go with any color, go with blue. I mean, I'm not mad at that. But yeah, definitely those are my shows. Like in Batman Beyond, Will Friedle, he was a very good Terry McGinnis Batman replacement.
Yeah.
I definitely liked new Batman with old Batman trying to teach him tricks, and Batman Return of the Joker is one of my favorite movies. I have both versions, the cut and uncut version. I think I wore that tape out watching that.
Oh, I used to
So
have that tape, and the edited version is really something because there was one particular scene in Batman Turner Joker during the flashback where I guess they, instead of Joker being shot, he was electrocuted. And I was just like,
yeah,
how was that supposed to make it any better?
I was like,
That's
that
supposed to
doesn't
be
make
the
it
edit.
better for kids.
It doesn't. It just makes it even more horrifying. Like,
No, doesn't make it better for kids. All of it. Oh my gosh. And that like that writing, the Batman animated series and Batman Beyond is definitely the style that I'm shooting for with Skelly. You know, they had those funny episodes like with Baby Doll. Like she was definitely one of the cutesy characters, but she had a background. She had a
oh
like a
yeah.
whole
Yeah,
character
she had
arc.
like this
You know,
syndrome
it's
where
sad.
she didn't where nobody really took her seriously because like she had that syndrome where she's basically looks young
She was a
despite the fact
baby.
she's actually
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, and when she went into the fun house and she finally saw herself the way that
It's
she
just the
sees
most
herself.
heart crunching thing I've ever seen. And it is
Yeah.
still that to this
Yeah.
day.
And my favorite villain from all the Batmans is Clayface. So even all of his episodes, Ron Perlman, Big Ups.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah,
about
the all those. Yeah, Ron Perlman, Clayface, all Clayface episodes are sad. Even Mr. Freeze's story is very sad, you know, and they did him justice. I love that he got his own movie, you know, and he still had the whole story arc. And I'm glad they brought him back in Batman Beyond. I was like
that.
surprised. I was
Yeah,
like, what? You know,
I
and it
love
was
Batman Beyond.
oh my god, that and Static Shock were my jam.
Mm-hmm.
Superhero Static Shock.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I
those
grew up
are
with
my
both of
jams
them.
because those. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go. I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. I love the talking back and forth. To
Mm-hmm.
me, it's not interrupting. It's like jazz. And
Yep.
good jazz is when saxophone comes in, the drums come in. So to me, it's like jazz. It's not interrupting. So I love the jazz talk.
Hey,
You know?
that's a good analog. That is a great analog. But
Yeah. So
I grew up with all these grudge shows back in the day, but there was one that particularly I didn't grow up with until 2007, but that's when I saw the movie. It's called Transformers.
more than meets the
The
eye.
like I didn't get it, but then when I saw the movie, I saw Transformers animated, and then I went and saw Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which honestly was kind of a big mistake. And I
Mhm.
saw Transformers G1, and I became a fan, and I became one of Peter Cullen's hugest fans because that guy just oozes with authority and just bam. Because when you like as a
Yeah.
voice actor, um, there's just something about it when he plays Optimus Prime. Like
Yeah.
you have a feeling that you just feel safe around him. Like you can
Yeah.
trust him and like I know there's other actors out there who does play Optimus, but I feel like with Peter
Nobody
Cullen,
can touch him.
mm-hmm.
No one can touch him. No one. That's who I grew up on. Peter Cullen. Oh my God. Let's
You know
roll
he was
out.
Eeyore.
I mean,
He was Eeyore.
yes. Yes, I know. It's so weird to see like Darkwing Duck was like Winnie the Pooh, and I'm like, stop or Pete. Um you know, but Peter Cullen, oh my gosh, he's been in the game for many a year.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know people are like, we want to try something different. We want to put a different voice actor, sorry, in there. And I'm like, no, no, Peter Cullen's still alive. Keep going to Peter Cullen. That's all I
Mm-hmm.
need. Cause that makes me feel good inside. Oh my gosh. And when
Yeah.
Optimus Prime, oh, spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen it, when Optimus Prime dies and he loses his core, oh God. And he turns
Like
gray.
that was just something I didn't understand the impact, but when I read about it, when I saw the Transformers '86 movie, I realized that a lot of kids cried, and I guess that surprised
Yeah.
Hasbro because they didn't know that Peter Foley was such an that Optimus Prime was such an icon to kids everywhere, to the point that when he
Yeah.
died, a lot of kids cried and left the movie, and I guess that's the reason why the movie didn't really succeed at the box office.
Well, let's not say that. The movie was, if you watch it now, it doesn't hold up. It was great probably back in the day, but you got the touch.
Hey, those are the icon. That is the iconic shit. That is the iconic theme. Now, the movie. There's
You
also a
got the
new movie coming
power.
out. Transformers One. That looks
Yes,
beautiful.
and but Chris Hemsworth, I'm a little.
Well,
That's
he actually sounds
that's
good. I didn't
yeah,
recognize that
but
was
that's
Chris
before he
Hemsworth.
becomes Prime. I know it's before he becomes Prime, so I'm okay with that. I feel like if the voice goes to Peter Cullen once he becomes Prime, I'm good. Because it's like Rodimus, Hot Rod. Sorry, was his name
Yeah,
before he became Rodimus Prime. It's like Hot Rod. Like I didn't like the fact that he became Prime, but I can see why Optimus Prime did it.
yeah.
I
Like
guess.
I got used to Transformers season three. I actually kind of like the whole thing with the new Autobots and Galvatron being
Yeah,
like that. And Optimus Prime did come back, so there were some merits to
yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah, and I can see that. Like, I was like so upset that he didn't give it to Bumblebee. Bumblebee was my guy, man. And Alita won. I was like, give it to one of them. I was so mad. I
Get
think I
it?
was the only
Yeah,
kid who was like,
exactly.
don't give it to Hot Rod. What? He's
Matter of fact,
dead.
Alita One only appeared in the show for like one episode. Like, what happened to
Yes.
her? What happened to Tro Neon?
Uh,
What happened to
I,
all the other
uh,
ones?
right? I'm like,
Hmm.
there was a whole girl squad to go with the boys squad. That was the whole point. But no, everybody cared about the boys squad, and then they cared
Hmm.
about the Constructicon. Was it the Constructicons and the Dinobots?
I mean, I love the
And
Dinobots.
I mean, Gridlock got on my nerves. Gridlock, no like, sorry.
But hey, it wasn't as grating as Starscream's.
Oh my god! I don't even know why Starscream was around that long because I'm like, how stupid are you to keep trusting him?
Because Megatron likes to
He's
keep people close. That's why.
But he's literally telling you his plan the whole time. Your head makes sense.
Like, and Megatron just keeps it around until he became Galvatron and kills him. And I'm just like,
Right.
dude, like, why it took so long for that?
Right. Right. I'm just like, you just keep keeping him around. Like, I mean, I keep my enemies close and my friends closer. I'm a very trusting person, but I think even after like the first season, I would have been like, hey guy, um, your evaluation, your performance,
Like, you're fired.
tried to right, you've been trying to trick me like out of the 12 episodes, you tried to trick me like 5. Um, I'm not okay with that. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
turned I turned into a gun and you even hurled me. So little weird. But yeah, I'm gonna have to let you go.
Yeah. No, now my last question, I think my last question is, so we're down to 6 minutes
Yeah, 7
because you know
minutes.
how Zoom is. Um
Yes.
what is your advice to any aspiring creators who wants to make their own indie animation? And and what is your recommendation for any indie animation that are out there right now, or any
Oh my gosh. Oh, oh, that's not a good question for me. I'm still learning. I'm still
That's
learning.
understandable.
So
That is
I,
understandable.
I would say always be open to learn new things because you're going to learn a whole bunch. Everybody's going to have an opinion and they're going to tell you what you did do wrong. Everybody's going to tell you, that no one's going to love it as much as you. Um, and I think we can go back to Vivienne. Everybody's going to hate something you put out. So I guess my advice would be tune out all the noise. Tune out all the noise, and it's okay if you're doing indie animation and you get frustrated, you get depressed sometimes. That's okay. It happens. But you got to get back up again. I'm very much into trolls. Get back up again. So definitely just keep going. And I think I'm a example for that. I get a little down when we don't hit the numbers, with a crowd fund. I wear that I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a Pisces. That's what I do. But sometimes you have to not let everybody see your poker face.
Yeah,
And
true.
you gotta get back up again, and that's my thing. Sometimes I get down and I'm like, oh, maybe I should just stop this. But then I'm like, it's how many times you get up. It's not about how many times you're knocked down, it's how many times you get up. So if you get knocked down 7 times, get up 8, you know?
That is some great advice.
Yeah. And
Honestly,
Macho Man Randy Savage used to say, when I'm in the guilt, you think I'm down, brother. Yeah, I get up and I'm up and I'm out and I get up.
now
So that's my
that's some
horrible
great
Randy Savage.
But yeah,
Oh
those are
gosh.
some great advice. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like that's what a lot of people need to hear, you know? And honestly, yeah, and going back to that with your crowdfunding, this is one of the reasons why I decided to do this interview because as long well, I did wanted to hear from you and want able to talk to you about your your indie animation. I also feel like that this is a story that needs to be heard, and I feel like that this can lead to a much bigger audience. So that way, this will
Yeah.
help spread the word.
Yeah, and I hope it does. And I thank you so much for reaching out to me. I
Hmm.
really do hope this helps. I think a lot of people need it thrown in their face. Because a lot of people, like I said, they see a lot of stuff floating on Twitter. By the time you find what you want, and you click on it, it's refreshed.
Hmm.
So I agree with you. I feel like people need to know what it's about. And I'm always open for any kind of questions, any kind of session. If someone wants to jump on a call, like I've been soliciting questions. Yeah. If anybody has any questions about it, or you want to know more about it, don't hesitate to reach out to me
Hmm.
or one of the voice actors. Like we're always here. Like, and
Exactly.
also, if you get on our Discord, we have a mental health check in. If you just feel like you're drowning or anything, you can join the Skelly Discord. We have a mental health portal, and we always check in. If we are feeling down, there's some days I put stuff. There's some days Lauren Anderson, she plays Wanda. She has put some stuff in there. So we are a safe space, and I am not trying to cultivate negativity at all. So if you just need a safe space to be at and just talk your feelings through, we are always here for you. We are a big skeleton crew is what I call it. We're called the skeleton crew. So we're all there for you if you need anything. So I just, yeah, if
Yeah.
you like the idea of Skelly, you can back us.
Yeah, exactly. Like you
So
heard it from
yeah.
here, guys. You heard it from her, guys. Like, please support this because I really want to see this. I want to really want to see this get made and come to light because this is something that a lot of people needs to see, and it can just and it'll be something that'll resonate with them, you know, because
Yeah. And I was going to say, I
it's
think it's something that we didn't grow up with. And I think it's
yeah,
something that in this time and day and age, I think it's something we need,
it is
so.
in this climate in this day of age where presidents are not doing anything. A lot of shit is going on, and like other countries, like
Yeah.
Palestine, which
Yeah.
also brings
Yeah.
me to that free Palestine. Please, please do it.
Yeah. Please
Please.
do it.
Hmm.
Do it.
Exactly. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go, and thank you again for this.
Yes. No, anytime. Anytime you want to get on here and talk, I've told anybody, you want to talk about video games, you want to talk about animation, you want to talk about anything, I'm down for it. I can
Hey,
talk for
I'll be there.
hours.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I think me and one of the voice actors, I know we have a minute, me and the voice actors, Jalen Askins, we're having a fight right now because I keep telling him Cloud ain't worth shit. And I was
Oh
like,
my
Zach,
god.
there's the real one. Yeah, he's upset with me too. Now I've made you upset with me. Zach ain't shit. I mean, no, Cloud. Zach is everything. Cloud ain't shit. Oh my
Oh my god.
god.
I hope that argument will comes to a close.
No, no, it won't. Mm-mm. Cloud looks like he's gonna cry all the time. So it's just gonna happen.
Oh dear. But anyways, it was great talking to you. You have a wonderful day,
Yes.
and please,
All
as
right.
always, and support Skelly, guys.
Yes, please, if you can, retweet, share, repost anything.
Do it for her, guys. You have a good one
Yeah.
now.
All right, you too.
All right.
Bye.